Guys, sorry for that, but I am going to Hans Zimmer concert. Um, it's so exciting. We'll see how that will go. I've been on some before, so that will be quite amazing. Can't wait. Looking very forward to it. But I think I'll talk about something which is kind of it's a weird one, but it's a bit relatable, I think, for a bunch of people, especially in this sort of society world where hard work, ambition, so many dreams are achievable. Because having a ambition and an ambitious mind, let's say, is good, but when you don't sort of do anything with it, it can torture you. And the title will be somewhere around torture, mental torture, some sort, because you have all these voices in your head that tells you to do this and that, and then your body doesn't agree. And I think if your mind would agree, you would be making those decisions. And or no, it's a weird one, because if we're going really deep in this, it's all about chemicals, your dopamine, whatever. I think for me, I think that is the sort of the problem here. Not necessarily too much dopamine. It's just that comfort. I think comfort is the yeah. I think comfort is one of those, and you feel so calm, and you don't want to feel necessarily stressed or all that. Even though I do things, new things, and things that are things that are sort of out of my comfort zone, still think that comfort is still an enemy and a problem that need to almost go away. But because you can have some sort of, that was not me farting, by the way. I just want to make that clear. But wait. Okay, let's. Oh, look at me, Jesus. But back to what the important topic was. It's easy to have an ambitious mind when everybody on social media tells you to, and tells you can, and all this. And it's not necessarily untrue, it's just it gets polarized, if that is the word. It becomes so much, it becomes mentioned so much in your day-to-day, probably without you even noticing, and then it gets engraved into your head. You have all these opportunities, all these possibilities, and I think it's obviously positive to think that you can, but in the real world there's a bunch of people that will try and won't succeed. Yeah, that sounds not fun, and it sounds very negative, and how dare you say that? I am definitely one of them. I could be one of them as well. You could be the one that succeeds and can't succeed. We all have that opportunity, but the chances are a lot of us won't be able to do that. And it's important to accept that, I think. You will be more at peace, and your target won't be necessarily the success, but it will be more aimed at, probably what you want to do, and then success will come afterwards. Because, yeah. And when you have all these ambitions and these plans and want to do this and that, it becomes difficult when you have to fight against your body, I guess, I have all these ambitions doing this and that, but I end up doing nothing that day, except maybe perhaps training, which is good in itself. But compared to all the other ambitions I have, it isn't enough. And then you will have this cycle of just never being happy. And that isn't the point. That isn't the point of maybe life. You can be critical to yourself, of course, but being in a circle of unhappiness, I think in the long run won't do any won't do you any benefit, right? So I've had these periods, of course, where you know I need to, let's say, do all these things in a day: training, school, guitar, reading. And when I've managed to do three, which is amazing in itself, and I don't do the rest of the two, I become, sad, disappointed, when I actually should be kind of happy I did all those things, because there's a certain amount of time we have. And like, uh, let's say I don't do school, and then I'm so angry, and I watch YouTube videos to make the thing go away, and then I have the same thought, and then it becomes this cycle every single day. You do some stuff, and then you're not satisfied, you chill and whatever. And you have to be able to be realistic. You have to also maybe categorize different sort of hobbies, whatever, plans, in the manner that you think and believe will sort of work, right? Because you won't be able to do everything every single day. You can do a lot in a day. You can do a lot. Just remember that. And you have a lot of time. Potato, yeah. But a lot of that time may go away very, very quickly, and sort of you don't have the luxury to press pause on the clock and just do everything. You just can't. So you're gonna have to sort of plan. And yeah, it's just that when you have all these ambitions and plans, and you don't achieve any of them, and you don't do anything about them, you just become mentally tortured, telling yourself things and just not being okay with yourself, which is terrible in itself. And it's just not good. So it's a is it a curse to have an ambitious mind, or should you be grateful, right? I think it's both a blessing and a curse. You have the mind going all the time and just kind of thinking all the time, and you have just all these thoughts, and then you can't do anything about them, or you choose to do nothing about them, and then you just become just tortured in your head, really just crazy. You just become crazy in your head, and nothing good will come from that. And that's when trying to search what makes you alive, trying to search what you want to do, makes it perhaps a bit better, because you know what you're going to choose. And yeah, it doesn't necessarily need to be in your 20s, but it's a trend in in your 20s, especially because you're just done with school and you don't really know what to do right now, and then you have all these ambitions and plans and whatever. And as I mentioned, you can do this, and by the way, no, forget it, but you can still have these in your 30, 40, 50, 60s, whatever. But you have all these things, and then you don't do anything about them. So the recommendation there should perhaps be, I don't know, try some of them, try and see how it's going to turn out. And yeah, I'm not entirely sure, but it's somewhere around that. And and that I would kind of say I have ambitions, definitely, and my mind is crazy all the time. But and there are times where I don't. I have mentioned these in a lot of times in my videos, when I don't do the things that I was supposed to do, and then I'm just unhappy, unsatisfied, when really I've had another day. I've had the opportunity to train, and I've had the opportunity to do a lot of things, and I've had the opportunity to be disappointed that I haven't been doing these luxuries that I have the opportunity to do, right? And then I just get upset for no reason. No reason whatsoever. Yeah, you can be critical and upset that you didn't do them, but it's either you do them or you don't. So what are you going to choose? And yeah, you know, it's just an uncontrolled fire, really. A controlled fire, you can make stuff. You can make stuff, cook food, whatever, and an uncontrolled one will just burn up the rest of the forest, as in perhaps your head, and just make you go crazy, and just will leave it dead after a while. Controlled one, you will have these different opportunities, tools, and ways to sort of create something nice. And you are going to have to make a couple of tries to do it. Perhaps you don't, but yeah, it's just that, yeah, it's a bit of both, a blessing or a curse. I think that will be the title, definitely, a blessing or a curse. But I urge every single one of you to, use the tool efficiently, or you're just going to go crazy, really. And having too many plans, ambitions, isn't necessarily the best thing. I've talked about this on a comment, I believe, because when you have so many, you're going to end up doing nothing, or you're going to end up doing none of them, because there's so many, I have so much. It becomes almost demotivating, right? So I would urge you to start with one thing first, and continue. That was my bloody hoodie. Golly, dude. Okay, so yeah, I have to go soon. But yeah, I think that will be it for today. So I hope you had a good day. Hope you will have a good day. I wish you the best as always. Have a laugh, have a smile, and be kind. And I will see you tomorrow. Take care. Goodbye.